Dear friends, welcome to the India Group of the Agricultural Museums Network, IMA. I am Surajit Sarkar, currently at the Center for Community Knowledge at Ambedkar University, Delhi. I have a long term interest in oral histories of people and changing work practices and biographies of things in agriculture, past and present. India is a land of small farms, most less than 2 to 5 acres. Since the late 1960s, with the coming of chemical intensive farming, farms in India have been slowly emptying out, largely a result of the increasing cost of this kind of farming. What this makes clear is that an entire generation leaves farming practice, the knowledge of the present and memories of the past are in danger of being lost forever. And this is what this group aims to do. Thank you. On to the next.
Hi, my name is Vijay Pratap Singh. I'm co-founder and CEO of Ekgaon. Ekgaon works with small farmers through a technology-enabled supply chain system where we are trying to build a market-led ecosystem of services which allows farmers to access market while uh, practicing their sustainable farm practices, including seed, which is part of local traditions and local ecosystem. And we have been trying to reach out to helping farmers to reach out to this market and helping increase their income from the farm, putting their practices into production systems.
Hello, I'm Nirupama Modwell. I work with Intangible Cultural Heritage at INTAC, which stands for the Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. Our goal with my colleagues in the India Group is to start documenting, collecting, and archiving the knowledge of agro practices and traditional farming wisdom residing with communities across India. We feel that traditional and local knowledge and skills of smallholder farmers offer multiple benefits and learnings for the way we approach farming now and in the future. These archived collections would be a step towards retaining this knowledge and exploring means to reintroduce and incorporate it in modern farming in ways that could benefit small farmers, conserve natural resources, and address sustainability concerns. Thank you.
Over 60% of India's 770 million population depends upon agriculture based livelihood. Post COVID 19, additional 80 millions who have migrated to cities have made a comeback and joined the farm workforce. This population is largely constituted of small and marginal farmers who also form the backbone of India's food supply chain. Most of these uh, farmers make a production at a loss making as a loss making venture where the high cost of input which have increased over 200 times in last 70 years, whereas selling cost has just increased by 20 times. Monocropping has further depleted the nutrient resource of the soil, leaving severe degradation and reduction in groundwater table, leading to desertification. Farms have divided over years within family members, and the average farm holding is less than 1.7 acre per farmer, which is below the sustainable limit to feed a family. Hence, diversification of income is a necessity. While productivity remains low, income from for household over years have been reducing and now stands at only $24 per month, which is annually $288. This, in short, is the gist of problems in Indian farming ecosystem. Merging technology and tradition is key to building a sustainable production ecosystem. And the key to sustainability are crop adaptability to the local environment and ecosystem, resources such as soil, water, and weather, crop demand in the local market, and the value added ecosystem that exists, crop diversity, which will help both de risk market price, disease and pest risk, and help in nutrient recycling as well. Then knowledge systems, traditional knowledge system of crop ecology, pest and disease, irrigation management, crop management, and most important, site-specific nutrient management, plus practices related to harvesting and storage. would help in building sustainability of the production ecosystem. Market access, local market are the most sustainable form of securing revenue to the farmers. And the closer the supply chain, the lesser the risk associated with the crop to get better returns. Much of my work at Ekgaon has been to develop a technology-led farming ecosystem for enabling farm advisory to the farmers, traceability, input management, and market access, helping farmers increase their farm productivity, reduce the cost of cultivation while getting better returns from the market. We've been able to increase farm income by up to 70%, adding to the already small income that the farmers derive from the markets. The most important aspect of our work with the farmers has been to embed traditional knowledge system, cropping practices, and the local ecology into consideration to de-risk farming for the farmers. Empowering conventional modern farming techniques with traditional wisdom of farm practices, local ecology, ecosystem resources, and market demand can help create a more sustainable ecosystem. Dissemination of such practices to farmers and getting their acceptance is key to success of any agriculture extension system. Chitrai festival in Madurai district of Tamil Nadu state has a very interesting tradition that merges the story of a wedding procession of a god with his consort into an early warning system. Tamil Nadu, like many states in India, has a codified system of lunar calendar for agriculture called Panchagam. The calendar issues forecasts on water, pest, disease, and perhaps most important is choice of crop to grow. In Chitrai festival, marriage procession of gods, the color of the dress of Lord Alagar suggests the crop conducive to be cultivated, which has already been pre-assessed using the crop calendar and weather forecast for rains and temperature, and is being broadcasted to the participant in the procession, the ordinary public, mostly farmers. Like white dress is cotton, gold dress means paddy, and black dress means black gram is a more conducive crop to grow. And such traditional merging with digital technology and observation technology can give a good edge to farm better farming adoption amongst farmers.
From 1990, the Meteorology Department in India began to collect local weather and rainfall beliefs in the semi arid Saurashtra region of Gujarat. For the next 2 decades, researchers and farmers pooled their knowledge to validate the most popular weather and climate sayings known to farmers. The impressive results and wide local publicity led to the establishment of the Varsha Vigyan Mandal, or the Monsoon Science Group. In an agrarian setting, folk sayings and proverbs are the repositories of traditional knowledge and wisdom. Careful study of environmental phenomena gathered over the years has resulted in sayings and proverbs those from the weather pundits like Khan and Dakir Vachan from eastern India or the Ghag Bhadri from a wider North Indian belt. These collections are an alternative to modern Western discourse on weather and climate. These observations are noted for what they observe in the forms of short sayings, often embodied in rhyme for the ease of memory. Today, these sayings and nuggets of knowledge can serve as an entry into the fields of environmental consciousness, farming knowledge systems, and the history of rain and weather.
मार्च से चालू हो जाता महुआ निकलना फूल महुए का, वो अप्रैल मई तक की गिरता है। वो दारू भी बना सकते हैं, दवा भी बन सकता है उसका। तो फल का अपन तेल बनाते हैं, तेल निकलवा लेते हैं, तेल से किया पूड़ी भी खा सकते हैं, बघार भी खा सकते हैं।
ये फागुन होकर आती है उसका सीजन, फागुन होकर
उसका सीजन आ जाएगा, गिरने शुरू कर देगा।
महुआ के डिबरी बना ले, आटा भी डाल के नहीं, बल्लर डाल के बना, दाल डोमरा चना की दाल को भी खा में, और अच्छे तिल्ली डाल के लड्डू कूट ले, चना को भूंजा भी डाल के कूट ले, मक्का को भूंजा डाल के भी कूट ले।
पोला पे बनाते हम महुआ के ऐसे गोल गोल महुआ चुड़ा लेते। महुआ चुड़ाने के बाद क्या होता है, फिर उनको पीस लेते हैं, पीस के और थोड़ा सा अपना गेहूं का आटा लेते हैं और फिर उससे मिलावट कर लेते। पूरा मिलावट करने के बाद क्या है, उसको फिर अच्छे ऐसे बना के और सेंक लेते।
पहले का खाना जो था वो अगल सगल खाना था, कोदो था, कुटकी था, समा था, भदेली था, मक्का था, ज्वार था, बाजरा था, ये चीज का इस्तेमाल ज्यादा करते थे। बुजुर्ग पहले के थे वे लोग खाते थे इसको, तो ज्यादा गुजारा महुआ से ही करते थे, उसकी भूखे कभी नहीं मरते थे वे लोग।
दादाजी रामोजी खोब्रागड़े विदर्भ के गांव नांदेड़ के जाने माने किसान हैं। किसानों के बीच उनकी अच्छी ख्याति है। उन्होंने एक दशक पहले धान की किस्मों में से एक को विकसित किया था। उसका नाम उस समय की लोकप्रिय HMT घड़ी पर रखा गया। धान की यह किस्म मध्य भारत की करीब 10 लाख हेक्टेयर जमीन में बोई जाती है।
ये धान आने से इस माध्यम से हमारे काफी सुधारना हुई। इतना जरूर
खाने में भी पसंद किया इसलिए बाजार में भाव ज्यादा मिल गया। HMT के जनक खोब्रागड़े जी, इनको उनकी मेहनत का फल ज्यादातर उनको मिलना चाहिए उचित तरीके से। गरीब किसान है, वो गरीब है काश्तकार।
जी जमीन बेचनी पड़ी। सफलता के बाद भी उन्हें मान्यता क्यों नहीं मिल पाई? दादाजी खोब्रागड़े का मामला अकोला में पंजाब राव कृषि विश्वविद्यालय के जड़ नज़रिए का मिसाल है। 1994 तक HMT का बीज विदर्भ में बहुत लोकप्रिय हो चुका था और उसकी बढ़ती मांग के दबाव में वहां के कृषि वैज्ञानिकों ने दादाजी से सैंपल लिया। बड़े स्तर पर फैलाने की दृष्टि से उसकी 3 साल कथित रूप से सफाई की गई और PKV HMT नाम से इसे जारी किया। महाराष्ट्र बीज निगम के माध्यम से इसे पूरे महाराष्ट्र में फैलाया गया, लेकिन इस बीज के जनक का नाम तक का उल्लेख नहीं किया गया।
और ये PKV HMT हमारा ये HMT है, उसका HMT है नहीं। ये बीज निकाला, ये हमारा हक जो है उसका, हमको कुछ तो भी मिलना चाहिए ना। वो कहाँ से पैदा, कौन से संशोधन किया बोलता है, हमको ये मालूम नहीं बोलता है। हमारी थोक आंकड़ा है, हमारे खेत में से जैसा पैदा हो अधिकार मिलना चाहिए ना।
Hello again. My section of the presentation is to primarily acquaint you with our plans to start collecting and archiving traditional farming knowledge and practices from across India in an effort to preserve this know-how. The images you see are from a village in Assam in northeast India, where we documented, among other things, how the Boro community here stores seeds, their knowledge of the local varieties of rice, their methods of cultivation, and different winnowing techniques. In a workshop at Kokrajhar in Assam with local farmers and observers, we learned about the distinct rice varieties and their benefits, and the common agricultural tools and implements used in the region. In a visit to a Rajbangshi village near Kokrajhar, again in Assam, we were treated to an array of dishes prepared from rice to mark the harvest festival of Bhogali Bihu in the region. And it was indeed fascinating for us to witness how quickly the delicious community feast was produced from scratch by our hosts. These are screenshots of an online intangible cultural heritage archive we are currently working on, and we hope to replicate and develop a farming heritage archive along these lines. Of course, looking at just the different agri-climatic zones within India, such a project is enormous in scope, but we hope to get there eventually. Another recent documentation by us was a film on the rice cultures of Meghalaya, Assam, and Nagaland, 3 states in Northeast India, which looks at the significance of rice in all aspects of life for the communities here, linked as it is to local lore, rituals, festivals, and foods. We also came across many seed banks, traditional granaries, different methods of cultivation, and an inherent ethos of conservation. So these are the kind of recordings we hope to take up elsewhere as well. This same film looks at the utilization of water in a difficult terrain, the optimum use of the paddy fields made by the local farmers, the storage of rice for future use, and the justification for jhum cultivation for many of the communities here. A short clip from the film follows this slide.
Rice is treated as a gift of God. Each festival is connected with rice cultivation.
Interestingly, in the Maso society, 32 or 35 clans, all these names come from rice.
In every rituals, rice is always there.
Siangode dengtang wo kocha ya kocha plani belsi dao belsi kurang plaha belsi kun zamano chinga ya kocha plenga
o se ko ma o pe o de the homi po kui wi na zhe do se na wi xia do kui wi xia do
तारी लेती मफुरी जी तफल मायो विश में नारी तफल मा विश जीले.
And once we are done in the field, we store in this place called a maiko.
बारिश से बचने के लिए हम लोग ऐसा बना के रखता है.
This canneries belongs to the people of Meluri.
Ra is a place where Karbi people stocking rice bundle. It's around 8 to 9 kilo after milling in our village. Even from 20-30 years before rice bundle also they are keeping.
এই পুৰণা ধানত 20 মুন পাব কিন্তু আপুনি পুৰণা ধানটো এপোৱা খাওক পেট ভৰি গল কিন্তু নতুন ধানত আপুনি আধা কেজি চাউল খাব লাগিব.
There is one variety which we call is shupemtha, which we can keep it for 50-60 years also. Though it is eatable but not tasty. You won't find any taste in it.
চাই বনাবলৈ আকৌ হেৰি তুমাৰো খেৰ লাগে খেৰ পুৰিছো তাকে আপোনাক মানে জনাই দিছো আৰু ভালকে গৰম তংগেল তিলাং তন ইয় তিলাং তুপপ আইনা তুপপ ময়া নাম দেম লাংগেল দুলাং মপপ দিলাংকা কাম্পপ Sukriya mul parang marom do irgap amsulang inggap mayanam dam langgel dulang mepop zilaga kampop